All right.
Hey folks, Jimmy Leela here for Geeking Out episode 196. We're just 4 weeks away now from episode 200, and I still have no clue what we're going to do for it. I have no, but I think next week someone's going to be a little busy with something else.
Yeah, I won't be here next week, but we'll have somebody filling in.
We'll have a co-host, no worries. We'll kidnap someone, I'm sure. But alright, so we got a couple books to talk about this week. Let's get into it with Batman Inc.
Yes, this is Batman Incorporated #1. This is the new #1. So in this one, Bruce and Damian stumble onto...
This is volume 2, #1.
Yes, and it's so like there was a volume 1, and then there was like a one-shot called Leviathan Strikes, and now we're here. So in this one, Bruce and Damian stumble onto an assassination plot while chasing a thug through a slaughterhouse. Their target? Damian!
Hooray!
Seems Leviathan is out to control Gotham, and part of their scheme is eliminating Robin. The assassin? Goat Boy.
What?
Yep.
There's a character called Goat Boy in the Batman continuity.
I can't make this stuff up.
Okay, that's almost as bad as Egghead.
Anyways, so he's determined to claim the bounty on Robin's head. Will he succeed? Who are Leviathan? And what's their connection to Talia al Ghul? That's right. So I thought this was a good start to the series. I mean, I generally like Grant Morrison, so I didn't think I was going to be really disappointed. The opening in the slaughterhouse works as a metaphor for future events and also to a vehicle to introduce Batcow, which was...
What?
Hilarious. Yeah.
My brain is breaking.
I don't want to spoil too much. I want you guys to read it, so...
Batcow?
I'll just say Batcow and leave it out there.
Seriously? Batcow?
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
This could be Grant Morrison, you know, telling people that they should be, you know, vegetarian, or it could just be funny. I'm not sure. I just enjoyed it. But anyway...
That just makes me want to kill more cows.
It looks like this series could be a game changer. I'm not sure how or when it fits in with the Bat continuity.
Oh, you just had to use the word game changer, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
But I think that this is a must-read for all Batman fans. Again, I don't see how it fits into everything that's going on now. It certainly doesn't fit into Night of Owls, as far as I can tell. So maybe this is one of those things where it's just got its own continuity off to the side, even though they refer to some of these events, which is kind of confusing, but who said that the New 52 made complete sense?
Alright, next up we have a little bit of internet fun with The Guild, Fawkes.
Yay!
Written by Felicia Day and Will Wheaton. Wheaton!
You stole my idea, Wheaton. But
we're gonna get you, Wheaton. When you come to Toronto, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
Not really, but anyway.
But if you would do an interview, awesome.
Awesome. But anyway, after being thrown off a balcony, Fawkes tries to deal with the split up of him and Codex, and deal with the daily grind of the axis of evil. But, of course, some people are hard to get out of your head.
Literally.
Yeah. So, yeah, this book is, if you're a fan of the web show The Guild, you're going to absolutely love this. This is in continuity with the series and does show a little bit of what might be going on in Season 5. So, a lot of fun here. The writing is fantastic by Felicia Day and Will Wheaton.
Yes.
Wheaton!
Yes.
Just so much fun. Yes, Fawkes is a frickin' douchebag, but that's exactly what the character needs to be.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit more background into who Fawkes is. So it's an interesting read.
Yeah.
And getting to see him get his ass kicked around a bit is a lot of fun as well. But yeah, so if you're a fan of The Guild, you're not going to absolutely love this. I know I certainly did. And I'm looking forward to the next one-shot, guys.
Okay, so next up we've got the True Blood ongoing. So prior to this, we've had a few little mini-series, and now this is an ongoing. So in this one...
I give it 6 issues.
I might give it more than that, but we'll see here. On Coffin Night, people celebrate the anniversary of the Great Revelation, the historic night that vampires revealed their existence to the world, and the celebrations bring attention to the advancement of vampire rights. Sookie Stackhouse recalls how the day changed her life, and suddenly she wasn't the weirdest person she knew anymore. Being able to hear other people's thoughts seemed really like small potatoes compared to the fact that vampires actually existed. Now, not everyone is happy that vampires exist, and Sookie finds herself in the middle of a plot against one of Louisiana's most powerful vampires, Eric Northman. Okay, so for you people who have watched the show at all, you're like, wow, that just sounds like, you know, stuff we already know, right? I don't know if there's going to be, like, I mean, technically there's new content here, which should be a good reason for fans of the show to read this. This is going to tie into or have a strong connection to the show. I shouldn't say tie into, because it's more like it has a connection to the show, especially given that Alan Ball is involved in the writing of this, and so is cast member Michael McMillan, who plays Steve Newlin on the show, who's back this season, which is coming up, which is going to be kind of interesting, even though he's back as a vampire. It's kind of funny. Anyway, so I'm not sure, you know, how much it's going to have to do with new stuff. I think it's more like it's going to expand the characters in different ways than they've been able to do on the show, and just, it's like more background stuff. So it's still interesting, and if you like True Blood, you're going to like it. Me, I'm not a fan of the art style, and I haven't been on any of the series, but at least this is following in the same vein as those other ones, so it's not like a big shocking change. It's the same kind of art style. It just doesn't really appeal to me. But, you know, it's okay. If you're a fan of any of the previous miniseries, I'm fairly sure that you're going to like this one. If you're a True Blood fan, check it out.
Alright, next up is Ursa Minor #1 from Big Dog Inc. And in this one, in 2022, werewolves are endangered, vampires are mankind's saviors, and one girl with a power she cannot yet fully control is intent to return the supernatural balance that nature intended.
Interesting.
So basically, this book starts in 2012 at the presidential elections, where werewolves decide to make themselves known and kill all the, well, the president, the vice president, and all the people involved with, and so basically mass murder starts going on, and they start killing the world's governments.
Interesting.
The vampires reveal themselves and start to work with the humans to eliminate the werewolves.
Interesting.
And then the rest of the fantasy creatures that have been hidden in the world come out and take their spots and reveal themselves. And basically it comes down to werewolves are endangered, they are tagged and allowed to live, but it's actually really, really interesting plot here. I really like this plot. It's really interesting. Character-wise, it's fantastic. Another great Tom Hutchison written book.
Right.
I'm actually really enjoying this. Again, Big Dog Inc. is a company to look out for this year. The stuff they do is simply fantastic. Yeah. The artwork is great. Whereas Grim Fairy Tales always has great art, but failing story. This has great art and great story. It's fantastic. I liked it a lot. It is simply beautiful to look at. So if you're a fan of Grim Fairy Tales, you're probably going to really enjoy this. The art style is very similar. Yeah. And if you want to try something a little different with fantasy creatures, you're probably going to enjoy it as well.
Okay, next up I've got Clint 2.0 #1.
Magazines, those still exist?
Yes, yes. So the idea behind this is, yes, it is a magazine format, but there are comics presented here in a magazine format. So the first issue here contains full chapters of Super Crooks and the Secret Service, which we've reviewed on the show.
Yep.
But there's also some Clint exclusive titles that you can't read anywhere else, called Death Sentence and Rex Royd. So the idea here is to give you more bang for your buck. At a $6.99 US price tag, you get 100 pages that has, like I said, comic book content, but also has exclusive Miller World movie news on Super Crooks and American Jesus. Did you know either of those were being made into movie?
I knew Super Crooks.
Okay, so there you go. And then there's also a really cool article about the 20th anniversary of Lenore that I really enjoyed. And there's yes, and there's a little like comic section for that too.
Nice.
And then I'm just going to give a quick little review on the content that's like exclusive to this. So like in Death Sentence, the G+ virus is working its way through the human population, first enhancing people and then killing them. So what would you...
Yes. And then boom.
So like what would you do if you had 6 months to live and extraordinary new abilities in the meantime?
kill all my enemies.
Right? It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. And then in Rex Royd was created to deal with the alien superhero Proteo-Man, sorry, who shares the bodies of humans to walk amongst us. I think. I really had to look up a lot on this one because this is really non-linear storytelling. Like, it's all over the place. Like, at first I was like, is this dude a schizophrenic? Honestly. Like, it's all over the place. But it's supposed to be that way, turns out. It's kind of confusing and frustrating for a reader if you like to follow things from A to B to C instead of going X, Z, B, D, F. And believe me, it starts at like X. So if this is not something that you want to follow over many issues, it might not be the story for you, but it is really interesting. So I did find it enjoyable. So overall, I mean, it's magazine format. Not sure how well that's going to do overall, because like you said, it's a magazine. But I think it's an interesting idea, and you know, I guess I enjoy the attempt and having, you know, new comic book stuff in here and seeing it in a bigger format. The question is,
are they trying anything new with the format?
Not so far. As far as I can see, like, if you're familiar with anything like, I don't know, SFX or anything like that, it's sort of like reading like a pop culture magazine like that with like comic books sort of inserted in it. That's sort of my overall impression right now, but we'll see where it goes from here. Overall, I did enjoy it, and you know, the price tag is pretty good for this content. It's unbelievable. So let's see how long it goes.
Alright, next up we have Mind Management from Dark Horse. And in this one, after reporting on a flight where everyone aboard lost their memories, a young journalist stumbles on the top secret mind management program. Now, she is pursued by seemingly immortal beings, but in a world that can be rewritten, can she really trust anything she sees?
That's a question right there.
Alright.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about this book is the art is very, very simplistic.
Yeah, and it's in the watercolor stuff, right?
It's hand-colored by watercolors, and...
which is an interesting choice.
It's a really interesting choice. I just don't think it's going to sell very well in comic shops due to it.
Yeah, I mean, it gives it a dreamlike kind of quality.
It does, and it really works for the story, but people are going to expect something different.
Yeah.
But where this book really, really, really excels is the story.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
Wow. That's saying a lot from that cover.
Yeah, but don't judge a book by its cover.
True.
Read it from page to page, and you're going to fall in love with the story and characters. It is just beautifully done. And yeah, as I said, the art is very simplistic and done in a watercolor style, but it really works here. It's just that not a lot of people are going to pick this up because of the art style.
Oh, until it sells out.
Until it sells out.
If it sells out, then it becomes worth money, then, you know, there you go. But
yeah, I really like this book. I recommend everyone go out there and buy it, like I did for Princeless, which you didn't listen to me to, and now it's winning hand over fist awards. So, yeah, listen to me this time. Go out and pick this book up.
Okay, so next up, this is a little bit of a weird one, but there's a freebie in your comic book stores this week called The New Frontiersman. So what it is it's a free newspaper with articles regarding the proposed bill to outlaw costume heroes. Is this the end of the Watchmen? And what does that mean for America? It's kind of cool, you know, it's got just a little one-page spread, and then of course you've got your, you know, by the way, there's a bunch of Watchmen prequels coming out, advertising. But what I thought was really cool is the whole newspaper format was kind of interesting, and it took me right back to the time period that all of these books are going to be put in, which I guess was the goal right there. Yep. And to say, by the way, pre-order these books. So, by the way, pre-order those books if you want them.
Don't worry, we will be reviewing them next month when they come out.
Yes, so. It will be like before the Watchmen month, because they'll be everywhere in June, right?
Yeah,
so, yeah, so check out the freebie. I actually really enjoyed it.
Alright, and last up for me this week is our Small Press Spotlight Book of the Week, Tortoise Hare, #1. And in this one, Miss Hare is not the luckiest in the world, constantly jobless and constantly being harassed by the wolves and other weirdos. Will she get her lucky break? Probably not, but there's lots of hilarious circumstances in between. Yeah. This book is absolutely gorgeous to look at. and absolutely hilarious as well.
Yeah.
It's done in a fairy tale type style where all the characters are basically fairy tale characters, but living in a modern steampunkish type world. And the art is absolutely gorgeous, and it's in full color, so really can't go wrong. So go to the link below, and also check out the link above to go to his site and check this book out. I simply adored it and had a good laugh riot, which is awesome in a book like this. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to reading his next book, Das Mustachio.
Nice.
Alright, so to close out the show today, there was some big news in the Marvel and DC universes about gay characters this week getting married.
Yes, they preview it a little bit in Astonishing X-Men number 50 right here. That two characters in the book are getting married, Northstar and his boyfriend Kyle. But what we want to talk about is, why is it newsworthy anyway?
Why is this newsworthy? It doesn't need to be.
No.
It should just happen.
No, but I did see them talk about it on The View, which I was like, comic books made it onto The View! I mean, I don't know.
Was Barbara Walters going, I like this comic, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
But
so, I mean, what I did like about it, though, is that it's just part of the regular story that's going on.
It's a normal conversation that two people have with each other, and that's what I really like about this particular marriage proposal, I guess, as it were. Because they fight.
Yeah.
It's a normal conversation that two people in love with each other have. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, if you read it without seeing the pages, like, it could be any two people discussing it, right? Yeah. So I thought that part was good.
But again, it doesn't need to be an event.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know how much of an event it's going to be. They're going to get married in, like, the next issue, and then maybe that'll be all that we hear about it. So I don't know if you can call it an event. It's not like we're doing for a 7-month lead up to, they're planning the wedding, and they're doing this, and they're, like, that would be an event. So,
that's you.
So, you know, so, yeah. So on the heels of, or at the same time, DC has also got their own news.
They've announced that a male character in the DC universe is going to come out as gay.
Yeah, a major, iconic male character. Yes.
Why not just announce it? It doesn't need to be...
Actually, the news about it to me is that it's been leaked that it's somebody who hasn't been talked about really or addressed in the New 52. So to me, the most interesting part is, which new character is coming to, you know, to, like, that's the interesting part to me.
Well, there is a lot of speculation.
Is Wally going to show up finally? Is it Wally West?
It's a lot of speculation that it's Wally West, a former Flash. But again, it doesn't need to be an event. Why not just...
Well, I think the timing of it is interesting because, you know, because they're trying to, I think, bring attention to the subject for next month. So, and because it's important next month.
Yeah, but in all honesty, a lot of people are saying as well that this is the first gay marriage in comics. No, let's be clear, it's the first Marvel superhero gay wedding. Yes. So, honestly, if you can't know your history, and believe me, there's quite a lot.
Look it up.
I mean, I could go from original Northstar revealing he's gay, but there was a lot of stuff in the 70s and 60s before that, which of course were banned and from the comic book code and such. And then there was gay comics in the early 80s, and then there was Lynn Johnson with For Better or For Worse revealing a character was gay. I could go on and on and on and on about stuff.
I think it's a big deal because it's Marvel and DC.
The thing about Marvel and DC, though, with revealing these characters are gay, they're at least 1 or 2 decades behind the rest of the curve.
Well, let's say...
In all honesty.
But are they behind the curve because at least at some point they acknowledged and had those characters? I think the fact that they're making it newsworthy now only just, you know, highlights how behind the times we still are to get into when people are truly
I still
equal.
think it was brave in the 1980s when Northstar came out.
Absolutely.
I think it was brave.
So I'll give them that.
I think it was brave when Archie introduced Kevin Keller.
Yeah.
And I think it was brave when they had him get married. I think, but again, does not need to be an event. It should just happen. Let these characters live their lives.
Talking about it.
We're talking about it.
But
I honestly think it doesn't need to be an event.
Yeah.
Okay? It should just happen. Let characters live their lives. Be who they are.
Which I thought it was interesting that if you just read the book without all the hoopla, it was that.
Exactly, and that's exactly what a relationship should be.
Exactly.
So, yeah, don't judge people and what their lives are like. It's not right. And quite honestly...
That's like our Mr. Rogers moment right there.
Yeah, that's our Mr. Rogers moment. But quite honestly, just be happy for these characters finding love.
If it's done in the right way, I will be happy. As long as it's not gimmicky, I will be right on board.
I'm just hoping that they don't do the thing that I'm thinking they're going to do and just kill off that...
Yeah. Oh, they're happy. Let's kill somebody.
Yeah, and you know Marvel, they love killing off people's happiness.
But that's true. Like, even when you watch soap operas, you know, they finally get together and then one of them gets deathly ill, or one of them gets kidnapped, or one of them goes missing, or, you know. So,
but
the drama.
In all honesty, it's not the first gay wedding in comics.
No.
It's not going to be the last. It's a great thing that Marvel and DC are evolving finally.
Yes.
I think it's great, but I don't think it needs to be a giant event.
And that's our word on it.
And that's our word on it. We will see you next week, though she'll be busy getting ready for a wedding. So we'll see you next week, and be sure to see me at Anime North this coming weekend.